Hello, my name is Miguel Ángel Centeno, and I'm a professor at Princeton University. I'm standing inside Memorial Hall, inside NASA Hall, the oldest building in the university. This is a very special room. This is a room where the university commemorates all those who died in the nation's service through its military. What we have here is a list of all the men, and they're all men, because it stops in 1973, who died on behalf of this country in military service. I chose this place to introduce the course because I think it tells us a few things. Now, the course's name is The Paradox of War, and this room illustrates just a couple of the paradoxes that we're going to be talking about. First of all, note how quiet it is. This is a quiet space. It's got a significant echo, but no one would ever think of screaming or having a party or having violence here. This is very clearly a place for contemplation and a place for, if you wish, worship. Yet, when we think about where these men, they were mostly men, where and when they died in completely different circumstances. They died in a cacophony of violence. They died screaming their mother's names, hearing their friends die with them. Anything but this. And yet, this is the way we choose to commemorate war. Not the way it actually is, but the way we choose it to be. And that, again, is a paradox of war. It is perhaps the most important thing that can happen in a society, and yet it is a reality that we often tend to forget and we dismiss. Let's think about some other paradoxes of the war. So what do we mean by the paradoxes of war? I'm going to give you a few examples other than the very specific ones I talked about in the Memorial Hall. War, to me, is a perfect site for social analysis because it includes so many apparently opposite sides of humanity. Let's begin with simple love and hate. War is a place where we can understand how people can come to love each other and also how to hate each other. Another paradox, war is creative and destructive. War is also a paradox in that it involves violence and coordination, chaos and coordination. That is, war obviously involves chaotic moments. Nothing is perhaps as chaotic as a battle scene. So war is both a moment of this chaotic violence, but also a great deal of organization and planning. These paradoxes, these two sides of war, are what we're going to be talking about in this course. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to learn about all these various paradoxes of war? What are you going to be doing for this course? The course really has 5 parts. The first part, the first couple of hours, we're going to talk about the nature of war. That is, we're going to say, what exactly do we mean by war? Where does it come from? Under what conditions does it appear? So we're going to try to understand war as a social phenomenon. Once we've established that, we're going to move to the war of the warrior. That is, war of the individual. We're going to be looking at societies create heroes. But more than anything else, we're going to be looking at what does it feel like to be in this horrific space called the battlefield. The third part of the course is going to be moving one level up of aggregation. Now we're going to be looking at war of armies. We're going to be looking at war as an organized violence. The fourth part of the course is war of societies. Here we will move yet another step where we won't be talking about wars between individuals or wars between armies, but wars between societies. How societies come to hate each other so much and try to destroy each other. Finally, we're going to look at the future of war. So what I'm hoping is that we can develop a partnership. I will give you a set of ideas, I will suggest a bunch of readings, but then I will also ask you to take on some tasks that will allow you to deepen your understanding of war. So we'll be working on this course for the next few months. I hope you will join me in this learning adventure of the paradoxes of war, and that you will enroll in the course and participate in all its activities. Thank you very much.